Hi everyone, we are Group 5 and we have chosen Sleep Country Canada as our sponsors. And the topic we choose is sustainability development on reverse logistics. In this, we'll get to know how the Sleep Country Canada gets the returns from their customers and use it further. In today's world, every company is focusing on sustainability. They think twice about how to use certain product which will not harm the environment. Likewise, sustainability in reverse logistics focus on fixing environmental issues by lowering the negative impacts of logistics on the environment. Therefore, we took three parameters of reverse logistics to measure its effects. They are economic performance, environmental performance, and social performance. About the introduction, Sleep Country Canada is the largest brand of selling mattresses and bedding items. They commit full warranty of getting a good quality sleep on their mattress, or else they will take back, return their used mattress even after 90 days. The facilities at Sleep Country Canada having the strong culture which promotes internal cross collaboration among employees, encouraging innovation and continuously improving the corporate culture.
Let's talk about Sleep Country Canada products line, which consists of 270 products purchased from 25 different suppliers. They sell almost more than 75 different types of mattresses, covering all sizes in three main categories: pleasure, medium, and firmer. The second type of products contain almost 40 different pillow styles. They suit all sizes and more, made from various materials and of three different types: all sleeper, slide sleeper, back or stomach sleeper. Sleep Country Canada provides also 87 bedding products, such as sheets, mattresses protectors, and blankets, and are divided into 10 categories. Those bedding materials are available in various sizes and materials. They also offer 65 metal and upholstered furniture products, including complete beds, platform, headboards, and frames. The price range is between $10,000 and $8,000. Our integrative project's goal was to examine Sleep Country Canada's sustainability approach and its strategy for conserving resources. We had to carry out a significant examination to obtain the best understanding of how Sleep Country Canada is performing its reverse logistics. Because of COVID-19 restrictions, we couldn't visit in person Sleep Country facilities. Instead of that, we sent several questionnaires to the operation manager, Mr. Roger King. We got helpful and valuable information from him. We summarized all gathered data to form a more extensive and informative database to understand how the company operates and determine what we can do next. At the end of our work, we have suggested few recommendations. Thank you.
Is a component of the supply chain operations that gathers, executes, and manages the reliable, accurate flow and storage of products, supplies, and related information from the point of production to the point of consumption to satisfy the needs of consumers. Based on that definition, reverse logistics is an important part of supply chain management, and its role is increasingly vital to the company's operations. The following figure is showing the key processes of reverse logistics. The first is product acquisition, followed by the collections and inspections, and sorting or selection, and the depositions for the fourth step, and the last is redistribution. The first step is product acquisition. It is to acquire recycled goods, parts, and materials from end users or markets for use in other processes. The acquisition is crucial in reverse logistics because the time at which customer return the commodity is uncertain, and its content and quantity are also unclear. The product collection process collects recycled items from consumers and transports them to a recovery facility. Following the collecting process, the recycled items conditions must be measured and the required type of care must be decided. Sorting necessitates a separate inspection procedures for each component or substance, and each product could have different requirements. The process begins with the dismantling, inspection, processing, and rating of the returned product, which will have determined the product's characteristics and quality standard. The disposition options for returned goods are grouped into three categories: direct recovery, inventory recovery control, and the final disposal. The direct recovery is commonly used in which the returned state is considered as good as new, or when the condition is sufficient. Repair, refurbishment, and remanufacturing, cannibalization or retrieval of components, and recycling are also examples of product recovery methods. When returned items and material can no longer be saved, they can be discarded. The final disposal process may be either incineration or landfill. The primary aim of sustainable development is to bring attention to environmental, social, and economic issues. The figure depicts the sustainability requirements and sub-criteria. A sustainable supply chain network design must include perfect manufacturing, logistics, and reverse logistic operations to achieve sustainable supply chain growth. The term sustainable reverse logistic arose after the emergence of sustainable logistics, particularly after the strict environmental regulations. The sustainable reverse logistics seek to fix environmental issues in traditional by lowering the overall negative impact of the logistics on the environment and considering the economic component, which represents the cost of recycling and waste. Cost, time, recycling efficiency, quality, and waste are typically the important criteria for choosing sustainable reverse logistic performances. Reverse logistic outsourcing can be used for regulatory, financial, and social reasons.
The research methodology is characterized by qualitative and quantitative design techniques that provide detailed guidelines for the research approach's procedures. In other words, the research approach is concerned with the actions taken to address a series of research questions and goals. To support our research, we have selected these key performance indicators to be our main objectives of researching on sleep countries' sustainable development within supply chain function. First is product recycling rate, second is supply chain miles, and the third being customers' response of green fee charge by customer satisfaction index. The study has several limitations. First, it considers only a few indicators in the entire reverse logistics of steep country. Although the current study concentrated on several key reverse logistics metrics, it would be more useful for future research if more indicators impact sustainability to be identified and analyzed properly. Since the time is limited and the study's objective is narrowed down, it would be better to get more responses using the quantitative method by surveying simultaneously with the qualitative method by interviewing the experts. Finally, due to this research's limitation, the information and data collected are insufficient and produce rational outcomes that would be used as an appropriate recommendation to sleep country. Only sustainability in the reverse logistics has been researched. Forward logistics and reverse logistics, on the other hand, are inextricably linked. Further research into the forward logistics metrics that influence sustainability will highlight in this area. Another non-academic constraint is that Sleep Country is a public company. Hence, there are several information and data that they could not provide to us because of the policy of the confidential information. Sleep Country Canada performs reverse logistics by combining it with forward logistics. The returned products or goods are picked up when the new products are being delivered. Once the goods are unloaded at the warehouse or facility, they undergo a quality assurance check and sanitization. Once it is done, the product is stored in the distribution center until they reach a quantity big enough to fill a complete container. Once there are enough goods, they are moved to the recycling facility altogether. The products which are not recycled are donated and to the charities. Sleep Country Canada has also introduced a green fee which they charge to their customers as a way to enable them to contribute towards sustainability. Customers also happily pay that fee by thinking that those products will not end up in a landfill and polluting the environment. The company utilizes a three-code RFP as a way to minimize its costs.
To reach the end of their useful life, the aim should be to recycle the most, if not all of them. Governments and industry groups have also accepted that commodity recycling is the responsibility of suppliers. Businesses should aspire to recycle or reduce 100% of their products. Most states have set recycling goals for themselves. Consider the Canadian government's Zero Plastic Waste goals, which target 100% plastic recycling by 2013. The finding and analysis showed that the product recycling rate is an extremely important factor for adopting reverse logistics in retail industries. That figure demonstrates how economically efficient the recycling operations of the company are. In the case of sleep countries, up to 80% of the total returned product had been recycled. That is a satisfying figure compared to the aim of the Canadian government in zero waste ambitions to 2035. However, because there was no data on the recycling costs, such as energy consumption, total variable cost, it is difficult for us to provide any recommendations that is considered useful for the current sleep country operations. This concept is of estimating the miles or kilometers traveled by a commodity from the source to the customer originated in the food supply chain, where the word food miles was coined. Food miles are also often used to measure food product labels to inform customers that any food has traveled along. Measuring the length the goods or materials have traveled can provide businesses with information about their operations' environmental effects. Supply chain miles may be calculated on both the demand side, such as the materials and commodities purchased from suppliers, and the supply side, the products or services provided to customers, etc. The supply chain miles and the customer satisfaction index display the other sustainability aspects, the environmental and social. In modern business, measuring the distance that the goods or the materials have traveled can provide businesses with information about their operation and environmental effects. In the case of sleep countries, the average distance was 15.29 kilometers per delivery within the GTA region. It is a favorable figure considering the size of the GTA market. Customer satisfaction is perhaps the most widely used non-financial KPI. It is widely recognized as the most accurate non-financial indicator of a commercial organization's projected financial performance. The belief is that the most please the clients, the more pleased the client, the more likely they are to be faithful and repurchase, resulting in financial results. In another sense, calculating customer satisfaction reflects the organization's effectiveness in delivering goods and services to the consumer. Customer is the main target for any company. Hence, it is obvious that the customer service and relations with customers are more important for any company. According to the sharing of a sleep country representative, we can conclude that the customer actively participate in sustainability, specifically in the return and recycling process, as they are willing to pay the recycle fees, the green fee charge. The research aimed to understand better reverse logistic operations and the idea of sustainability in retail industry, specifically sleep countries. As discussed in previous sections, in the sleep countries return and recycling activities, we agreed to examine three sustainability phases: economic, environmental, and social. Because of the study's constraints, we were only able to gather primary data using the qualitative process. After analyzing the given data and taking into account other factors, there are three options that we recommend sleep country to consider in enhancing their sustainable development, especially during and after the COVID-19 pandemic. The first is the virtual store centers that they can create an online platform operating similar to a physical store with the VR enhancement, but customers can access and experience the products within their personal space and maybe and the second option is distribution network restructuring. They can reduce the store network size, assign larger regional distribution centers, and outsource the delivery. And the last option is return program with bonus for customers. The sleep countries can allow customers to bring their item to sleep country DCs to exchange the store credit or allowance simultaneously with the green feature. So thank you for listening.